What's up, gang? So warm up for the week of September 20th. We're going to start down on the ground, or near the ground, I guess, and we're going to get into some squat bounces. Oh yeah! Hopefully everyone now has had some exposure to the high rep back squats. We did sets of 10 one week, and then this past week we had sets of 8. We're moving on down to the 5 range, so the volume won't be quite as gnarly, but if you were here for one or both of them, probably had a little bit of soreness to go along with it, but like I said, hopefully that's starting to pass, and now we'll just start to reap some of the benefits and get a little bit of strength out of it. So just starting every day with a little bit of a bounce, move around, take inventory of how things are feeling. It's a little bit late in the day, but I believe probably the first squat I've done. It's always nice to start it early, but today, you know, a little bit past noon, need to get those squats. All right, we're gonna get down on the floor. We're gonna do some 90-90 rotations. So set up in 90 degrees, drop your chest over your shin, and we're just gonna move side to side. Oh yeah. Back and forth. Make sure we get about 5 on each side. But if you ever have the time or you're doing this on your own, never hurts to get a little bit more here. Always one of those patterns where a few extra reps go a long way. It's something to think about. Like obviously we focus a lot over on the stretching element when you lean your chest over. But as you do that rotation, try to open the knees, that angle as far as you can, and really control through the full thing so it's not just like a slingshot back and forth. The more you're able to kind of like articulate through that range of motion, the more you're going to get out of it. Then we're going to take a straddle, take a few little kind of like light bounces, almost like an ostrich bounce here, just to find wherever you're going to be able to reach with the hands, and almost like spot like a little landmark there. Maybe it's a line on the ground or like a piece of chalk. And we're going to try to roll back, nice and smooth, and then reach forward and try and at least touch that point. Back and forth. Use the ground here to kind of give you a little bit of a back massage. And feel it out. Hopefully you're moving towards being able to get your feet all the way to the floor, and then reach in a little bit further. Nice. Then we're going to stand up. We're going to get between 5 and 10 ostrich bounces plus 1 arch. So we're down here, we're bouncing, and we're arching. Woo! Abs are a little sore from the toes to bar still we had earlier this week. Back and forth. You've been with free range for a while. We've done a lot of these ostrich bounces, a lot of these arching. When you do the ostrich bounce, really focus on keeping your legs straight. And then when you arch, we're going to do the opposite. Allow your knees to bend, kind of like when we did that in-house competition that involved arching. Let your knees bend, get some extension to the full front part of your body. You don't have to rely solely on your spine here, but try and spread it across the entire front of your body. See if you can get a little bit extra arching out of it. Oh. Just look down the wall behind you and see as far as you can go. Then we're going to get some double arm circles. So, starting small, nice and smooth, going together. As it feels good, we'll go a little bit bigger. You don't have to rush this. A little bit bigger. And then we're going to get as big as you can, 10 times. They don't have to be fast so much as we want to try and kind of conserve energy, use that momentum and the bouncing mechanics to bring those arms around. 10 times. And then we'll go forward. Nice and smooth. Get a little bit bigger. Forward is definitely a little bit harder. Again, just let some of the bouncing and like relaxing happen. You don't have to force your way through it. It does not have to be fast. And big here is a relative term, so as big of a circle as you can do, wherever your shoulders and pecs, biceps might be. Find out where you can do it. Then we're going to straighten our arms, We're gonna get some wrist waves. So like I said, the elbows are locked out, and the idea is you're gonna pull your wrist back as far as you can, open your palm, just kind of like wave your hand down. It's just surprisingly fatiguing through your forearms, so if you're new to it, be prepared for this to be surprisingly challenging. Go about 10 times one direction, and then switch it 10 times the other way. So make a fist, tuck your hands down, scoop underneath it. All right, so what's the drill we're doing this week? We're going back to some tennis balls. We're going to just dribble, nothing fancy. You can decide how the dribble works. You know, we've done a lot of footwork and other rhythmic things in the past, but wherever you are with this, we're just dribbling. And if you need to, you can even dribble, catch. But for 90 seconds on this side, we're going to try and dribble and get down to the floor and then back up. Got a few options for you. So the most basic would be, like I said, catching and dribbling, and like literally just trying to get down to one or both knees. If you can get down here, the next step would be to get seated. If you can get here, seated with your legs out in front of you, and then if you want a good challenge without losing the dribble, I want you to try and lay down all the way. Oh, come on. Like I said, good challenge. And then try and stay back up. I'm not getting off this topic until you can make a good rep happen. Oh, bounces off something on the floor. So from here, you're finding out how to maintain that dribble. Come on up, and we'll go back down. So 90 seconds working on one side. Like I said, you find the variation that works for you, but down and up for 90 seconds. And then we'll switch arms and do the same thing. Just getting all the way down, back up, without losing that dribble. If you do lose it, try and struggle through that tough part. So don't allow yourself to skip over it just because you're missing. Concentrate, slow it down, or maybe even move to an easier variation, but work your way through that sticking point. So 90 seconds on each arm, and then we're gonna finish up 3 rounds, just classic stuff. 10 push-ups, 10 ring rows, and then 10 wall-facing squats. And remember, on those wall-facing squats, if you've never done this and never thought about it, really good, actually like shoulder challenge. And a good example of what the shoulders would be doing is if you're standing tall, without leaning forward, I want you to try and reach as far as you can forward. This is kind of getting as much out of the shoulder girdle as you can without like leaning to get a reach. When we do the overhead squats next to the wall, I want you to think about the exact opposite. So we're trying to pull those shoulders back, and we're holding it up overhead. So if you notice, like, compared to shrugging, I'm pulling my shoulders down, and then as I squat, so as not to touch the wall, I'm pulling my hands back. And what that's going to do is help you work on developing like some packed shoulders, some good extension through your trunk, and it's like one of the ways that the wall squat tends to shine and help you develop your squatting mechanics, your posture there. So set the shoulders down and back, pull them off the wall. 10 reps, 3 rounds of all 3 of those moves. Enjoy the warm-up.